Guys, welcome back to the Monster Bass channel. It's summertime, and in summertime you need to put a trailer on your spinnerbaits to catch more fish. So we're going to talk about trailers, something I know a little bit about because I grew up in one. All right guys, so we got some rain, we got some overcast, we got some post-spawn fish. So I'm going to start with a white spinnerbait with a little skinny trailer on it so I can burn it pretty good. Got a double willow blade because I want to fish it a little faster and I don't want the bait to roll on its side. And I think that these fish are going to be out here kind of off of the outer edge. So that's where we're going to start. All right guys, so let me show you what I caught that fish on. Basically I caught it on a combination bluegill and shad color. A little bit of sun started coming through, so I went to a double silver willow leaf. But the rod that I'm using is a moderate fast, okay? When I'm fishing around soft cover, I like a faster rod. That way when it bears up in the grass, I can rip it out of there. And when I'm fishing around hard cover, I like a little bit softer rod. So hard cover, softer action rod, slower action rod, and soft cover, a little bit faster rod. So for me, if I'm running it into wood, rock, and things like that, I want that action to be a little bit slower. In other words, that rod to be a little softer so when that bait hits it, it can deflect back. The rod gives that to it, and then it keeps on going. If I'm fishing around lily pad stalks, milfoil, grass, I don't want that rod to bow up and let that bait dig in. I want to be able to rip it out of there and get right back to the retrieve. So I'm fishing on a G Loomis NRX. This is a 7-foot, moderate fast, medium heavy, and I'm using a 7:1 gear ratio Shimano Metanium reel because I really want to burn this bait. Again, once that temperature gets up, those bass are able to see that bait a little bit better. You don't want it to be hanging out in the strike zone as long. You want to force them to make a decision on eating that bait. And this is really just the perfect combination of spinnerbait fishing for me. Again, if I was fishing around wood or rock, I would go with a little bit slower, maybe a moderate fast, or even a full-blown moderate action. So just remember that when you're fishing hard cover, you want a softer action. When you're fishing soft cover, you want a harder or a faster action rod. So power for me, medium heavy, I always start there. If I'm fishing big spinnerbaits, I'll move up to a heavy. And if I'm fishing really small, I might even go down to a medium and even a medium light. But this really is the ATV of fishing spinnerbait setups, that 7-foot, medium heavy, moderate fast with a good fast reel. All right guys, so one of the things that I like to do when I'm fishing around grass is to switch from a Palomar knot to a full-blown improved clinch. And you know, old school way to tie that is to spin your spinnerbait and hold on to the knot, but there's a reason for it. When you tie a Palomar knot, your tag end is sticking forward. So when you're fishing around grass, and especially that slimy, snotty grass, that tip tends to catch it. So when you go to an improved clinch, your tag end sticks off at a 90-degree angle, and if you pull it, it'll actually stick backwards. So once you pull that tag in and you lock it, and then when you clip that off, your tag end is not facing forward and grabbing grass and stuff like that. It's actually sticking backwards or straight up, so that way it's not grabbing that nasty grass, snot grass, and it's not hooking into lily pads and things like that, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but when it runs into the leading edge of that lily pad and makes your bait fold over and hang up, it's a problem. So fish is a lot cleaner, and it's just a better knot when you're fishing around grass. Throw a trailer on, fish a spinnerbait in the summer, and it'll put fish in the boat for you. It's late morning, early afternoon, and I'm out here catching fish. So guys, if you haven't done so yet, add a spinnerbait, up your trailer game, not the trailer game like where I grew up, but up your trailer game. Experiment for yourself. Take the advice that I gave you, but experiment for yourself. Add a spinnerbait back to your summer fishing game, and I promise you it'll put more fish in the boat. I'm gonna measure this guy, and I'll see y'all in the next video.